Welcome to Pod Caviar. I'm your host, Tony, coming at you live from the Empire of Caviar Studios, located in beautiful Los Angeles, California. You got to subscribe right now. If you have already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, do it now. Okay? Do you want the lecture or do you want to just live? Huh? Either or. Okay? Last episode was great. If you hadn't heard it, go check it out right now. After this one, don't matter. I was going to say that the first half of this season is wild because I was just thinking about this the other night when I was doing the promo for Instagram, pod_caviar, by the way. I was like, damn, this is still season 7. But if you go back to the beginning of season 7, it has a completely different tone. It's still the same podcast, okay? Should I have split the seasons? Maybe. Is there like a mid-season break, like a Netflix show? Cool. I mean, yeah, it is. It is. The thought of having a podcast that's broken up into seasons is unique in and of itself because not many podcasts have this. A lot of them just have sequential episodes and that's it. But I wanted to make sure that I had built into the scheduling and the structure of Pod Caviar to make it so I can have that break in between seasons. Or I can have a mid-break season. Or a mid-season break. Wow, a mid-break season. But yeah, I went through a lot of shit. And I decided to not change the tone of the podcast, but become more vocal about my own personal struggles. Because I know it's a lot of people out there that are in the same boat, similar boat. We're in different boats with the same ocean, so to speak. And it helps when you have somebody that's like another man that's like, you know what, it's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to be real with yourself. It's okay to show emotions here and there. Don't be in the middle of the fucking store crying and bawling your eyes out because they don't have the proper eggs, or some weird shit like that. Like, reel it in, but know when to like let it loose too. Today we're going to talk about depression. I want to talk about my struggles with depression. I'm going to talk about my coping mechanisms, both good and bad. And it's going to be a pretty chill podcast and a very, very good conversation about mental health and self-care. So let's get into it. Let me pull it up. Shout out to the 1 Gram Army podcast, the sponsor of this podcast. You can get that podcast wherever you get your podcast from. You got 2 ears. We got 2 podcasts. The other one being this podcast. Pod Caviar. Subscribe. What is depression? According to the Mayo Clinic, mayoclinic.org, depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest, also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression. It affects how you feel, think, and behave and can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. You may have trouble doing normal day-to-day activities, and sometimes you may feel as if life isn't worth living. It's heavy. It's real. And a lot of people have it. A lot of men have it. And a lot of men try to man their way through it. And it's cool, but that's not going to last forever. Sometimes you have to, like I said last episode, quit being a man and go to therapy. And then like I said, you got to know when to let your emotions out. 3 sessions with a therapist. Take 3. If you're man enough to live your life and force your way through a life full of depression without any help at all, just imagine if you're suffering from depression right now. You're a man. You're suffering from depression. And you're like, I don't need therapy. I'm a man. Sometimes men just have to, this is the life. This is the hand I was dealt, right? This is the hand I was dealt. What card game have you ever seen or played where you keep the same hand, right? What can you do? You get a new hand. You trade in some cards. You do some things differently. And then, oh, now all of a sudden you got big cards, face cards. You got heavy cards, right? Real big ass. This ain't no 3 of clubs. No. You got King of Spades. You got both jokers, the big one and the little one, right? That's how it feels after you go to therapy. I'm just saying. But yeah, think about your worst, saddest, most saddest day, okay? Think about how terrible the depression is, kicking your ass. If there's a chance for you to just feel better, if there's a small possibility that you are guaranteed to feel better, even that small possibility, if you do feel better, you'll feel better than you've never ever felt before or in a long time. Therapy is only one coping mechanism for depression. And one time when I had a CNP exam for mental health for the VA, and that was the most real I've ever been when dealing with mental health, because like I said, I was too busy being the man and just holding in a lot of things and not letting everything out. And really I was shooting myself in my foot. I only got 2 feet and both of them had bullet holes in it. So I had to make a change, and I did. And I was real with the doctor, and more importantly, I was real with myself. And I was a wreck. They ended up having me call they handed me a pamphlet and told me to call this number, right? Then I had to talk to people on the phone. After all that, the doctor said, listen, I get it. Depression is real. Men have depression. A lot of times men don't like to get treated for depression, but since you're here and we just had this great session, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. He said, look, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Tough times never last. Tough people do, right? And depression, some days, look, I'm going to tell you right now, some days I'm fine. Okay? Some days I want to jump off a bridge or in front of a bus. But I understand now that it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that the tough times won't last. Well, okay, some days I just stay in bed because it's too much, right? And that sounds bad, but I try to limit it to 1 or 2 days. You stay in the bed, you chill. It's a safe place. All my shit is here. So I just chill. Take a day off. That to me is one of my coping mechanisms. That's something else that I want to talk about. But yeah, understand that it's just a beginning, a middle, and an end. And when you feel it coming on, when you feel it coming on, just understand what I just said and then dive into your coping mechanisms. And I had a lot of coping mechanisms that were so unhealthy. We had alcohol was number 1. Sex was number 2. Just indulging in all the shit that physically makes you feel good. But that is something that doesn't last. When you're drunk, it's not something that lasts. You get drunk and then oh, hold on. Oh no, hold on. Oh, I gotta plug up my laptop. Oh no, hurry up, hurry, get the plug. Woo. Oh, this is about to be a disaster podcast. My laptop needed to be damn charged, so I had to grab the damn stupid MacBook Air. Anyway, but yeah, man, the alcohol and everything that I was doing, it was just temporary. It was temporary. I wasn't really fixing anything. I was just taking a box of Band-Aids and just throwing it into a wound. Pow, a mental wound. Pow. And it didn't work. I hit rock bottom pretty hard. Smacked the ground. Pow. Do I regret going through that? No. I try to live a life full of no real regret, because I understand that what had happened needed to happen so that I can happen and be who I am today, and go through that so I can make it through that and then come out better with a whole lot of life lessons and knowledge that I can kick to y'all and just become a better person. I'm not afraid to go through the tough parts in life. I understand that it happens. It has to happen. But I also understand that I'm strong and I've made it through every other bad day of my life. And if the next bad day is the last bad day, then it's not because of it was a bad day or a Monday or whatever. It's because it's just the end. Nothing lasts forever. We only have one life on this damn dumb planet in the middle of space, floating. Can you imagine that? We're just floating on a big rock in the middle of nothing. Cold, dead silence. We don't have another civilization on Neptune. You know, we're not lucky enough to have other life beings in our own solar system. It's just us worrying about gas prices, floating through big, dumb, cold, dark death, basically. I can't believe you see gas prices? $6 a gallon. $6 a gallon. Can you believe that? We got to pay $6 a gallon for gas. Whole time Earth is just floating, hanging out, chilling. So yeah, I believe in the universe, and I know there's a script that we all have. And one day I have my whole thoughts on what heaven is, what hell is, religion, spirituality, the universe, a God, a devil, an angel, all this. I'm going to just run through it. I'm going to have one episode where I just run through all of that. But I got to write that down because I have it in my head and I think about it. But for an episode, I want it to be more structured. So I have to methodically write down everything in a map and just go through it. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. If my next bad day is my last bad day, it's not because of the day. It's because it's the end of the script and everything ends. But in the meantime, for those of you who are suffering from depression, here's some coping mechanisms that I know work for a fact. You might try them out and see what works for you. Maybe what I do works for you. Maybe it doesn't. Everybody's different. But I do like the aspect of getting up and getting active. Now, I know I did say that, yeah, I would stay in the bed maybe 1 day or 2 days, but I can also stay in the bed for 30 days, right? At some point, I have to get myself up out of bed and then make the bed and then get out and go for a walk. Physical activity. Get up and get active. And it doesn't have to be hit the gym, no days off, bro. You can go for a walk around the block. Luckily out here in SoCal, we have, everybody's really health. And I'm not going to say everybody, but the majority of us out here are healthy, conscious, health vibes, the healthy aesthetic. So there's gyms all over the place. There's walking paths. We can go hiking, swimming. The beach is 30 minutes away. All of that, right? But get active for at least 30 minutes. Do something for 30 minutes. It can be even do something in the house. Painting, vacuuming, straighten up, move some shit around. I don't know. Get up and get out. Go see a movie. Go do something. Go get a drink at a bar. Just chill. Just hang out. I recommend at least 30 minutes. And once you get into the groove of doing something, grab your music, start dancing around. You'll start to get you'll get a period of fun, okay? And then once you get that period of fun, you get that serotonin. You're like, oh shit! Like 30, 45 minutes ago, I was in bed thinking that I was in a worse place mentally. Now that I'm up and I'm starting to move around, I'm starting to get a little happy. I like this feeling, and I know that if I feel that bad feeling, I can do this to mitigate that. Not saying that that's not going to come back. Maybe it will. But if it does, now you have at least one coping mechanism, physical activity, that will help you. What's another one? What do you like to do? What hobby do you like to do? What hobby do you neglect when you get depressed and don't want to get out of bed? That's what you need to go to. That's the one that you need to go tackle, even if it's less than 30 minutes on a hobby, even if it's 10 minutes. I could go on Shirt Caviar and do a 20-minute design. It's just thinking of something other than all the bad shit that makes me sad and keeps me in bed with the blinds closed like I'm a bear in a cave hibernating. You feel me? So hobbies, physical activity, hobbies, music is a great tool. Music is a great tool, bruh. Music has helped me get through so much. So much. I remember when I came out here, I was homeless on the bus. Phone on 5%. But shit, what I have in my ears, my music. Most of the time you see me walking around out here, I got my AirPods in. I'm a musical guy. I love music, man. For real. Like, for real. Graham and I used to make music. We talk about this shit all the time. Oh, shit. You know what? I need to talk to Graham about that. Because we got some shit coming up that'll blow your fucking head off. But yeah, we got physical activity, hobbies, music. What else? What else? What else? These are positive, coping mechanisms. Okay? I'm not going to sit up here and say like ice cream, cake, food. That tastes good. That makes you feel good, but it also makes you fat as fuck. So I'm not saying don't, but know your limits as far as all that unhealthy shit goes. Same thing with alcohol, smoking, drugs, whatever. It's a constant struggle to combat depression, especially when it's chronic. So just like the depression army comes to attack your mind, you can have your army of positive, strong coping mechanisms to just beat it back. Boom, 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 boom. Therapy. Of course therapy helps. You know, what I figured most when I got out here is that I didn't need more pills. I didn't need... A lot of times I just needed to vent. I needed to vent. But I like the fact that I was venting to a doctor because they'll be like, oh, okay, well, here, boom. And then I'll be like, oh, shit, you know what? That works. So much so it's not like a conversation. A lot of times it's just me talking. And then sometimes if I talk enough about my problems to the doctor, I tend to come up with my own solutions where it's like, oh, wait, now that I'm saying it verbally, it's not that bad. But because I have my thoughts and I kept them in my head, it became an echo chamber. And then every time that thought bounced off one side of my brain, it echoed back stronger. And it's like, what am I gonna do? But then if I verbally say it, then I'm like, oh shit, this is what I need to do. Sometimes moving to a different area is what you need. And that's not really feasible for a lot of us, but it may be what you need. When I was a kid, I always looked at people that were... I always thought it was weird to live in the place that you grew up in. And I was always like, oh yeah, as soon as I go, as soon as I grow up, I'm getting out of Baltimore, right? And I know a lot of people that stayed in Baltimore and have great lives, and that's good, man. And that's great. More power to you. I'm not hating on you at all. It's just not for me. It was never for me. It was never for me. Now, even when I came out here, like I said in the last episode, it's like I didn't get the treatment that I needed until I came out here. Like I had to move out here. And I'm glad I did. So maybe you can do that. Oh shit, the Orioles game is on. I'm about to wrap this podcast off right now. I'm about to wrap it up. How much time has we had? 21 minutes? All right, listen. Last episode, it was I challenged you to take that first step and do take 3 visits with a therapist and see how that works. Today, I'm telling you, therapy helps, no doubt. It is what it is, but don't just run to the therapist if you don't want to. If you're really against therapy and like sitting in a room and speaking about your emotions or whatever, if you want to build up to it, if you want to try something else before you get to that, like you're open to it but you're not open to run to it immediately, cool. We talked about the coping mechanisms. Get active. Get up, make your bed when you get up, and then do something. 30 minutes. What else? We talked about hobbies. We talked about what was the third one? We talked about getting up, get active, I don't know, just rewind the podcast and go listen to it. The third one was probably just go to therapy, to be honest with you. My memory is shot. That's military shit right there. Yeah. It is what it is. But what the concept is, what is depression? It is a horrible, terrible thing, but it is not something, it is something that you can fight back and you can win some battles. You may be able to win the war, but here's how you can do it. You get active, do some hobbies, go talk to somebody, go see a movie, go do something. Man, you let me know if any of those things help. Like, for real. I want to know from the men. Okay? Women, you can do the same thing, but I gotta, as a man, I gotta make sure that I could speak to women and I could drop knowledge to women, but I can never speak from a woman's point of view. Most of the time, I can't even understand a woman's point of view, and I try more so now than ever before. And I've made a lot of progress. But the women are so goddamn complex, man. I'm like, how? What? What do you mean? Wait a second. Wait, what? You what? Why? Shit, Orioles are down. It's bittersweet every time I see the Orioles play the Yankees. The Orioles are my favorite baseball team. My dad loves the Yankees, so I try to like cheer for them, but not when they play the Orioles. I'm sorry. I can't. But, you know, you can. Shout out to all my Yankees fans out there, bro. Shout out to my dad, R.I.P. Dad. He up in heaven, like, cheering for the Yankees. Bro, what is wrong with you? I love you, Dad. For real. Oh, wild pitch. Nobody was on base, though. Top of the 6th. 1-1. No outs. Orioles at bat. The score 2-0 in favor of the Yankees. I want to watch this pitch. While I'm watching this game, go ahead to subscribe. Here's where I do all the end of episode promos. Go to shirtcaviar.com. Head to shirtcaviar.com. Immerse yourself in the art. Dive into the art. All you have to do is go to shirtcaviar.com and scroll down to the bottom of the first page. If you see something that you like, buy it. Use code OGA for 10% off your order at shirtcaviar.com. Go there, dive into the art, and go shirt yourself. Listen, you got 2 ears. We have 2 podcasts. This one, Pod Caviar, the most widely available podcast in the world. You can get this wherever you get podcasts from. And you can also get the 1 Gram Army podcast wherever you get podcasts from, because these 2 podcasts are always fucking on point. All right? If you subscribe to me, subscribe to Graham. Oh, pop foul. And we're both on Twitch. I'm twitch.tv/nothavingit. We got a stream coming up on Friday. Probably going to be playing some Warzone. Last stream was pretty cool. The setup is all good. We're about to get overlays. I figured out a way to get the overlays without needing an HD PVR or a computer. So, oh, that's a home run. That is deep left field. Oh my God, he caught it at the fucking warning track. Oh, buddy. I thought that was gone, bruh. Damn. I get so excited when I see the Orioles because I barely ever get to see the O's play. I'm out here in LA. This is Dodgers territory, you know. And if it's not Dodgers, it's like the Angels or the Padres. I'm like, what about the O's? I gotta go see him. I wonder if they play the Dodgers this year, because I will definitely go see that. Hell, I'll even go to Anaheim. That ain't that far away. That's struck. Oh no, strike two. Okay. All right. What else? I'm twitch.tv/not having it. Like I said, Friday is the next episode for Game Caviar. We're going to do it big. We're going to do it live. The sound is great. Everything works perfectly. And like I said, I'm going to get the overlays to give the stream a better presentation. That's the main goal of the Empire of Caviar right now. And if you follow the pages, if you follow us on social media, you'll see that every week there's an ad now. Not an ad, but there's a post. It looks presentable. It looks good. It's like all the information is there. And it's like I said, if you look it, you feel like it, and then you will become it. And we've been doing this long enough to where we can't just be not staying on schedule or not promoting properly or not looking professional. We have a great content. Oh, man, don't swing at that, bruh. You gotta swing it at all the low shit. Like, let it go. We got a lot of great content, and it's professional. It's zany, it's funny, but at the same time, no, we invested a lot of money into all of this stuff, so we got to look it. At the end of the day, there we go. Full count, 3-2. Top of the 6. No, what is that? No outs? 1 out? Is that 1 out? Oh, yeah, that is 1 out because the other dude just had that long-ass pop fly. It wasn't even a pop fly. I don't know, man. He got out. He hit it real deep and the other guy caught it. Don't swing. God damn it. Always on the low shit. Anyway. I ain't talking about Babe Ruth. And then they showing the plaque where he was born. In Baltimore. Baltimore. There's an echo feature, but I'm not going to put it on there. Anyway, subscribe. Thank you for listening to this great episode of Pod Caviar. It's amazing. I'm glad that everybody's showing love and that we have had a lot of positive feedback for this second half of season 7. This episode is another great one. File it in. We're doing great. We got the momentum back. Friday is Game Caviar. Don't forget to go to shirtcaviar.com. Scroll down to the bottom. Immerse yourself. Dive into the art. And if you see something that you like, shirt yourself. But use code OGA to get 10% off your order. We pass our savings down to the customer at Shirt Caviar. Anyway, I'm out. Thank you for listening to this episode. I will see you next episode. Peace.